Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Ssds here. Today I will be giving you a couple 3v3 matches. We're going to start off with a classic match, arguably the most difficult matchup for hunters today. Ret Warrior Druid. This will be the armed variant, but anything I tell you here today will also apply to the fairy variant. Fairy is just slightly easier due to less utility coming out from the warrior. I'm gonna throw up the talents right here. The only real debate here between talents is either taking Chimeral Sing or Trank Darts. For the strat that we employ here, I prefer Trank Darts. Chimeral Sing is good for burst setups, but as I'll explain here in a second, I like Trank Darts. So let's just hop into the game. So our strat here is to kind of cleave both, even though we're playing Holy. Holy is typically more setup based. Um, you have to cleave both. You kind of have to swap off the Cenarian Ward. You got to pressure them both to win the game. You can't just purely single target. We'll do some setups, but for the most part, we're going to try to do as much damage as we can. It's all about kiting here. So we start off our opener. We chastise MC the Rat. I int him, but he trinkets. There's War Banner. He trinket sinks my int him, and he War Banner, so I don't throw the trap here. I immediately roar sacrifice all their cooldowns. I try to hold human here. Have to be greedy as possible I can with cooldowns, but not die without using them. So I'm going to use my Battlemaster there, and I'm just going to try to kite as best as I can. Um, this is definitely a very difficult matchup. This is Running Man Simulator. More than Turbo is. Turbo, you can sometimes tank the damage. Against Ret Warrior, you gotta be out of their range anytime you can. You can never go toe-to-toe with these guys. They will absolutely kill you every single time. So it's just about Running Man. As you can see here, we get a sack on the Warrior. We kind of cleave up the Rat. Let's name the game in this matchup. Just think you're in a big 2v2 game. Except between cleaving the healer and DPS, you're just cleaving between the two DPS. You're just trying to this Druid. You're trying to get them to use cooldowns at inopportune times, so eventually you can score a kill here. It's pretty much the name of the game. Even in like we're just doing damage, we get a bop on the red. Actually, I think that was I didn't even realize that the bop was misfired onto the red. We get Druid Trinket there. We get Ironbark. We get a bop. We're looking pretty good, and we get Sank there. So we're looking pretty good here. But just because I use all these cooldowns early doesn't mean we're very close to a win. Um, they have still a lot of cooldowns. They have Warrior Pair. They have Ret Bubble. They have a lot of buttons they can definitely still use to live. So I throw the Intim here as we get an MC on the Ret. I don't risk my trap though since the Druid is stacked on top of the Warrior. I don't want to risk it here. So I'm just going to keep just doing damage. I see that he's scenario wards the Ret. The Warrior. I swap the Ret. Start doing damage to the Ret. I Harpoon to try to peel for my Feral because he was taking some damage, but that ultimately forces my Exil out since I ended up getting in his range. He started doing a lot of damage here. Right there, we're doing so much damage, the Druid feel like he needs a Trank so he doesn't just get instant CC'd. So, as you can see this entire time, I'm trying to kite, trying to maximize my damage. Kiting and maximizing damage is the name of the game here. You're never going to beat this comp fast. Unless they are throwing, you're never going to beat this comp fast. We get the sync on the fair after I killed the War Banner, so now we do have a trap available now. So we can start going for that here. I'm getting my cleave damage up though, putting Serpent Sting on both. Just trying to get my kill command bleed up, trying to do damage here. This is a scary moment here. This is a Wings proc, got a lot of damage. I'm gonna feign death out here, disengage. Try to go for a trap on Druid. He jukes my kick on clone, immediately flush trap, so I don't throw the trap. Gotta be nice and careful about that. He ends up getting a clone on me though, because I don't have a feign death. I have no way to stop it. My priest MDs me here, and I'm about to go for a harpoon trap here. So one thing you're going to be noticing a lot if you're really looking at down that's below my Trophy GCD down over here, or if you're looking at the Druid's Focus, is I'm Hunter's marking the Druid a lot in this matchup. Because the Ret is playing the Judgment Dispel on our talent, which is whoever they Judgment, they'll dispel that person one magic or poison, debuff, or disease off of everybody in range of his aura. So, say I throw a trap and he Judgments me, and I personally don't have a Hunter's Mark up, it's gonna dispel the trap every time. Your teammate, it's not like Imp Dispel. Your teammates can't help you if they Entangling Root, it doesn't help. If they Earthbind Totem, it doesn't help. It's only whoever is on, so only I can cover my own trap. So I'm constantly trying to keep Hunter's Mark on the Druid whenever I can, especially if I'm about to start going for a trap go. So right there, they killed my pet, so I just instantly commit the turtle to res my pet. It's definitely worth doing. That's also a potential talent you can take instead of Trank Darts. You can go Wild Kingdom if you feel like your pet's dying a lot here. So I Harpoon, Hunter's Mark, trap the Druid. You see right there, my Hunter Mark get dispelled, so now my trap is gonna sit. Ret has Ironberg, he's running away from me, so I just start cleaving the Warrior. Warrior only has a rejuve. He doesn't have much. He doesn't get a flesh crafty Aegis this year too, and the Druid trinkets. So, you get a lot of cooldowns there, but there's still a lot more. Druid still has about 25% mana. He gets his tree form proc up his 4 sets, so they're still looking pretty healthy. So we gotta keep just gotta keep on running, just keep on moving. You know, just finding keep on swimming, keep on swimming. Gotta just keep going. You never feel too comfortable. Never feel like you can sit there and tank the damage. You know, because if they ever have even more than say 30% uptime, it looks grim. You're probably gonna lose the matchup there. I unfortunately have to use Exil there on my pet, which is a little bit sad. Now I don't have that cooldown for me now. I'm definitely low on cooldowns. Though my priest still has Trinket Guardian for me, so I still have that. We still have buttons for myself, but we are looking a little dire here, right here. Brett gets her wings proc, gets the Hodge. They have a Stormbolt. Priest Trinkets dispel me, thankfully. I feigned up so the red doesn't hit me with a big hit. I Harpoon Trap through the Hunter's Mark. He gets the Hunter's Mark with the Judgment Dispel, so that's looking pretty good. My Priest is going to try to go for a Fear off here. Get Warrior Parry here. He gets the sync on the Fear late, which is good for us because now next Intim Trap, they have no outs. Warrior has no parry. We're looking pretty good here, but they do chunk me low, but my priest does get the Guardian on me, tops me off. I'm looking pretty good. Now we look like we're in the driver's seat. Druid did unfortunately get a drink though at one point, but right here we're about to have a real big go. I int him here. I go for the trap. I get the Hunters marked up, and we're looking to do damage. He has barely any hots. I Trank Darts off the rejuve. He does get a Death to Swarm tick here, though. He's getting chunked really low here, and we will secure the kill right there. Ret Warrior Druid's definitely a very difficult matchup for jungle, but you just gotta keep in mind you gotta constantly be running. You never wanna be caught at one place. You never want to tank their damage ever in a million years. Tanking their damage is the worst thing you could do. Constantly be moving. You want to be cleaving both. You can't just purely single target and win. If the Druid knows every single go is going to be on the Warrior, every single go is going to be in the Scenario Ward, and he's going to either pre-bark, pre-flourish, they're going to pre-do something. But if you're switching it up, you're doing some damage to Ret randomly, then you randomly just do a double stun on the Warrior and the Druid, chastise the Ret. They don't know what to do. They don't know who they need to be preempting the go on. So that's number one here. Now let's jump into the next game. Alright guys, let's hop into the next game here. It's going to be Warrior Mage Priest. This is against the Ssds AWC team, Mez, Sam, and Sidu. The main reason why I wanted to point this game out, you may not queue this comp very often, but there's 3 main points I wanted to go off of this game. Is how to handle when your pet dying and you don't have turtle or resin. How you should handle the situation, knowing when you should swap up your strategies when one strategy isn't working, that you just need to swap it, and how to deal with Holy Priests. Holy Priests are the second hardest healer to CC in my opinion. Dresser Druid's still a little bit more annoying if they're ready to always be avoiding your CC, though you do have Harpoon Trap. But Priest is definitely up there with Holy Ward, with Fade, Death. If they're Night Fade, they can blink. A lot of different things, so let's hop into this game. I'm playing the basic talent setup, Blood Seeker build, all that. I'll have up on the screen here as well. I am wearing a Battle Master. A lot of these mage comps, I like to play Battle Master. It's nice and safe. Battle Master is always just a good pick into almost every single matchup if you don't want the extra damage from proc trinket. So, first here, we start trying to go mage. We think mage is the kill, because it's typically the kill into RMP. It's typically the kill into a lot of comps here. So, we stun the warrior, though, because we don't stun the mage, because the mage is playing the blink stun, and he's playing the resolve trinket, so we don't want to proc his resolve for free and just have him blink. So right here, they do get a go on my priest, so I harpoon to the mage and disengage away to try to get away from the warrior. Warrior does connect to me. We intim trap there. So one thing that this team was doing in particular, you may not encounter this, but they were, whenever I would sack their combust, they would stop the damage to my pet there. So I committed the turtle to get my pet back up as soon as possible so we can keep going. But I also had a Battle Master Exil, which was really unfortunate. So we're definitely pretty behind on cooldowns. My priest still has Trinket Guardian, but other than that, it's not looking too good for us here. They still have a lot of buttons. Mage does, unfortunately, did waste his blink though, so we do get a stun on him. They fear my priest. They get the resheep off here. So we're looking pretty bad. My priest Trinket Guardians, it's the only thing they can do. That's the only thing we can do here. And we haven't really forced anything. We got Priest Will. I trapped the Priest on Global. I see he just threw the palm, so I knew I could throw the trap. Get him on the Global so I don't have to deal with Fade, Ward, or anything like that. We're trying to cheese the Mage here. But he just DB rings, and he's just spamming the berry. He's blinking around. He's living. He's doing his best. So we're definitely in a pretty bad predicament. Mage still has Cop Block Seed. Priest still has Trinket Guardian. Warrior still has Rallying Cry. Still has Trinket. And this is when we kind of realize it's only a minute into the game. I'll pause here, but we swapped the Warrior. Because like I just said, we hadn't forced a single cooldown outside of Will of Forsaken against this team. So we're definitely not accomplishing anything. So I don't remember if it was me or if it was my Pharaoh, but we audible out of that strat. We say, let's just try Warrior. Because Mage is clearly not working. We're just wasting, we're burning through cooldowns, and we are just not forcing any in return. So this used to be my strat into Warrior Mage when they were arms, because Warrior Mage was super aggressive, but Warriors just couldn't live against jungle long enough without like a Ret or a Enhance on their team. So what we do is we would go Warrior, force them defensive, force them to not push in, and then they would just eventually lose to us. So we go back to the old strat of going Warrior. So now I'm just gonna go around, kite around, hit the Warrior, and just kind of play the game out slow. You know, we don't want to try to out aggress them because we're not gonna win the aggression battle here. So I'm just chilling back here. My Feral gets unfortunately MC. They're targeting my pet here. I meant pet here. My priest is trying. I have to burn my Exil there on my pet, which is a little bit unfortunate. Priest unfortunately awards my intim there. That's definitely my fault. But we get the chastise. We're going for the fear here. We're definitely gonna be forcing buttons here. There's the Warrior's Aegis here. I'm gonna go for I Chimera Sing the priest off, then trap. He wastes death there, which is very good for us. We get the Warrior and Rage regen. Priest then fades my trap. So right there, I was super impatient at all points in that go. I got my Intimidation warded. I got my trap faded. You gotta really, into Holy Priest, even if it seems like you need to be fast-paced aggressive, you still have to be patient with your CC. You can't force it. You have to, unless you know for a fact he can't ward. Like, if he's in the middle of a cast and you know you can get the Intimidation, send it, but you gotta be ready. You can't just be like, oh, Intimidation's off cooldown, I'm gonna send it now. Because if he has Omnibar and he's tracking your Intim, he's like, oh, Intimidation's off cooldown, I need a ward here. So then he's going to parse his ward, but then he's also going to get your Intim with it. So you have to definitely be patient. I recommend tracking the cooldown of Holy Ward, tracking the cooldown of Fade, tracking the cooldown of Death, just so you can help. It helps you with that minigame easier. So we're still in a pretty bad situation since I don't have Exil anymore. Battlemaster's coming up in 20, but Battlemaster alone is definitely not going to save me here. Mage is just playing on top of us. I deal little damage to Mage. I'm not going to dump a whole lot of damage. I'm just trying to pre-kite the go here. I'm trying to door shadows away because I realize they're about to do a DB sheep go here. So I need to just be not near this Warrior. I need to be running. Warrior does unfortunately kill my pet out line here. And this is how... So here's the main point I want to show in here. I have no pet. I have no turtle. I have no way to get it up without just getting a cast off and hoping for the best there. I trapped the Warrior to live there. Because right now... I'm just in live mode because it's their go. I need to run. So right here, I have Guardian. I'm just going to go for the pet res. Mage CS's me. So at this point, I'm going for the pet res. But one thing you need to be doing while you're trying to get these res attempts is that if you get kicked on res, don't just sit there with your dick in your hand. You got to be doing something. So I'm right here. I'm Flake Shot on the Warrior. I'm Serpent Singing him up. I'm going to be throwing bombs and stuff. I'm still going to do damage to him. But once I can attempt the pet res, I'm going to go for the pet res. Because you definitely need your pet to do stuff. You need it for free, you need it for sack and all that. So here, I door shadows away. I try to get the pet res. I get CSN, unfortunately, here. So I'm trying to press kill shot on the Warrior, but he got stunned in a little awkward spot, so I didn't get any damage off there. So I kind of trying to online trade a pet res. I get MC'd. So right there, jumping my kill shot, putting my Serpent Sing up, throwing a bomb. I'm still doing damage. This team still has to respect me. I'm not just sitting there only going for a pet res. I'm still keeping pressure up. We get the MC on the Warrior here. The Mage is going to stop this pet res. They do overlap their DB and their chastise, though, so that's a little bit fortunate for us. But at the same time, look, we get a clone on the Priest, Disorienting Roar, and a Fear. I threw a Flake Shot, Serpent Sting, Bomb, Kill Shot. We just forced Guardian there. Without me having a pet, we still force cooldowns, because I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. I'm still attacking. I'm throwing my bombs. I'm consuming Kill Shot procs. I'm Serpent Stinging. I'm still doing damage. All meanwhile, trying to put myself in a position where I need a pet res. So we end up making it to Turtle again. So if I need Turtle, I can use it to get my pet here. But luckily here, they don't have any more stops. Mage gets cloned, so he can't DB me. So Mage, Priest didn't have chastise, so we get lucky there. We get the pet res. Now look at this. I'm gonna pause right here. We got my Priest Trinket, my Priest Guardian, We don't have my human, but I have Battlemaster, Exil, Turtle. We're looking good. We are now in the driver's seat. They don't have Guardian. They're they don't have many defensive cooldowns. They still have Priest Trinket, but they don't have Warrior cooldowns and they don't have Guardians. They don't have a good way to recover here. So I Ross the Combust. They're mainly targeting to my pet. I Exil for my pet. Get the trap on the Priest off the Intim. Warrior and Rage regens. Aegis is there. Rallies. Warrior now has no cooldowns. Priest is the only one with buns left. All he has is Trinket. We get the fear off the trap. He wills. And we're looking pretty good now. Now we're definitely in the driver's seat, you know? We still have my Bowmaster. We still have my Turtle. And they don't really have anything left. They'll have Trinket come back in 20, but... Trinket's it's not going to be enough without a Guardian, you know? Without any big heals, it's not going to do anything here. So, I just immediately commit the Turtle here, because I know Battlemaster isn't going to prevent my Turtle. So instead of wasting my Battlemaster, I go for it. He goes to the MC on my Feral. So I trap the MC here. We get Warrior Trinket here. We kick the Fleshcraft. Priest still doesn't have Trinket for 5 seconds. Unfortunately, my Priest cannot get there for the Fear off. But there's the Guardian. So now all they have left is Priest Trinket. We're looking pretty good. I only have Battlemaster, but my Priest still has a way to save me. He Trinket Guardians me, helps save me. I'm trying to kite off my 8 stack here. Very important to be kiting off the Fury Warrior Moral Strike stacks as best as you can. It's pretty much a sharpened blade if they're ever 8 stacks, so you definitely always have to be trying to keep that around. So I'm just running right now because I realize we're still scared too. They're scared, but we're also scared. Their Priest is Umi too, so that's also a potential win condition we have. We're Uming the Priest, gonna make it a lot harder. The Holy Words here. I have Intim Trap. We just have to get a good go here. They MC my Priest, my Feral. They sheep me. My Priest gets to the spell though, thankfully. So now I just gotta kite. This is essentially like the Ret Warrior game. I just gotta kite. Never want to take free damage here. I put a silence on the Priest because as soon as the silence is over, Holy Words can be gone. Priest blinks out of line to get away. He fades, and I knew. So typically, you would think as soon as Holy Word fade, I'm shoving into him. But I knew he was going to fade off because he ran out of line during the silence, so that so I couldn't intim him as soon as I can. So when he comes back in the line, he's going to run in with fade. So I hold the intim there, fades over. I send the intim here, get the maim on the warrior, trapping the Priest off, enrage regen here. Priest has to trinket though anyway because the warrior doesn't have too much healing. So now we're back in the joystick. We have human Exil. We don't have any other buttons though, so it's definitely not a free win. But they're now forced to go my Feral because I've done such a good job of pre-kiting goes, avoiding damage as much as I can. They end up actually going my Priest here, and honestly the only reason my Priest ends up living is because my Feral kicks fire there, so the mage can't combust in that stun. My Priest was definitely gonzo because he combusts right there, gets the 2%. My Priest gets the greater fade. And we just kind of send the go off really nothing. So yeah, that's the Warrior Mage matchup. I really wanted to highlight this game because it kind of shows you, one, pre-kiting goes, constantly trying to avoid damage. This is kind of the theme of the video, avoiding damage, always kiting, never stand still. But I also wanted to highlight this game because it really shows what to do when your pet's dead and you don't have a turtle to res it. What you should be trying to do. You should be trying to go for the pet res, but you also need to keep doing damage. It's definitely, the marksman, getting your pet isn't super important. BM, it's definitely a lot harder, just since you're, a lot of your damage is based around your pet. But as survival, you can still bomb, serpent sting, flake shot. You still have ways to do damage, so you definitely never want to stop doing damage just to get a pet res. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, let me down at the bottom. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Much appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.